Welcome back to your News at Night. I'm Jacob with Sports. We're going to look a little different today as I'm only going to break down one topic for you today in sports. I want to go over Battle of Ontario. Toronto versus Ottawa. This is a series that has been surprisingly close, with both teams taking some wins and both teams taking some losses. So I think for Toronto to win this game, I want to see them play a full 60 minutes. I want to see them score first. I want to see them play better in their defensive zone, which they did a pretty good job the last game in their defensive zone, but there still were some times where they were turning over the puck, which is Toronto's Achilles heel essentially. This is a big one. I believe this is going to be Hutchinson's first start since the playoffs for Colorado. For Toronto to win, I think Michael Hutchinson's going to have to make some timely saves, but I also think Toronto's going to want to keep the shots on Hutchinson down to a minimum, as the poor guy hasn't played in months. And I still want to see more production from, I say bottom nine, but it's almost like the mid six. The third and second line isn't doing as much as I think Toronto was hoping they would be doing, especially Tavares and Nylander. For the Senators to win, I think they still need to work on their power play. It was a lot better last game, but they're still having an issue where they're really having a hard time getting into the zone. They're able to get something going once they're in the zone, but until they get in the zone, a lot of times they're wasting 30, 45 to even a minute of power play time. If you lose half your power play every power play, that is really going to hurt you. They need to try to shut down Matthews, Marner, and Thornton. Matthews, Marner, and Thornton have only been together now for another 2 games again, but that line looks really on. Thornton could have easily had 2 goals the last game. They were both called off, one over, saying he pushed the goalie into the net, the other one being a high stick, but I think they were both relatively close calls. Matthews is on an insane point streak, and Marner's on pace for a career year. Ottawa has to shut down that line. Ottawa also needs key saves from Hogburn. They need to pressure Toronto's defense because, as I said earlier, Toronto does have a tendency of doing some bad turnovers. And with Hutchinson's first game back, Ottawa wants to pepper the puck on Hutchinson like no tomorrow. I think that's Ottawa's key to success. But the reason why we did this a little differently today, just as a reminder, tomorrow at 4 o'clock will be the first episode of 705 Sports with myself and Colette. But speaking of Colette, we got to get back to some news. We'll be right back with you after this commercial break.